which therapist you need.
Therapy Thursday.
Now on Wild 94.1.
I understand therapy.
Hi, everybody.
Therapy Thursday is how we help the community with our community service.
We try.
We try. Sometimes it's brilliant. Sometimes it's not. We're human. But we get your questions answered in some sort of way. And it's 888-429-0941 if you want to call. Or if you want to text us and stay anonymous, you could do it that way. Any question you want for Meredith, just addressed it to Dr. Meredith or to Orlando BGYN.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got. I have a few over here that have come in already. Do you have one?
Yeah, absolutely.
What you got?
Orlando, I have a god sister who I call my real sister ever since she was born. She is a little older, and I'm before I was born. And we fell out because she always goes behind my back lying to my boyfriend and his mom, saying a dude from my past life is trying to holler at me when we are going clubbing or when we're going out and just having fun. She goes behind my back all the time to make it seem like I'm cheating. This has happened several times, and I've cut her off. She sent me a message recently apologizing and wanting to get our bond back, and I declined it. I still said that there's no hate, but things might never be the same again. I want to know if I'm wrong about this because my boyfriend says I'm not wrong for the way I'm feeling, but I should at least forgive her.
Your feelings are your feelings. You can't. I've always heard you can't be wrong for how you feel because that's how you interpret something that happened. So if it hits you differently, then that's on you. That's allowed. If somebody shows you the old adage, if they show you who they are, believe them. Yeah. This person doesn't have your best interest at heart. You know, if they're trying to like sabotage your relationship, if there's a jealousy thing there,
Definitely.
if there's some sort of kind of sibling kind of rivalry, even though it's your god, sister or whatever, if it's some sort of rivalry there where they're jealous of you or something and they're, acting out, then you should, protect yourself. And maybe that's keeping them away, cutting them off or whatever. I have family members who I, was very close to, and then we got distant as we grew apart, and then we got closer, and they pretty much excommunicated themselves from me because they were acting out of pocket, or they did some things that I didn't like or whatever. So they've eliminated themselves. I was sad about it, but in essence, you got to protect yourself and what you got. And if your relationship is worthwhile, then, don't let somebody come in and mess that up. They don't get a carte blanche to come in and mess up your relationship and play games with you and then apologize and get back in. You can forgive if you want, but if you don't, that's fair too. I think both of those options are safe.
Yeah, you got to protect yourself for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's see. This is for Meredith. It says, she mentioned about being a server. Well, I've never been a server, worked in retail for the most part, but thinking about applying for a waitress job in my 30s. What do you think what do you think? Should I just stick with what I know, or should I try this out because it's different?
Okay, so yeah, I've been a server for a large part of my life, or I was, and I don't know what you were doing previously, but a lot of people serve even on the side, just having a side job first. I mean, it's straight cash in your pocket. Of course you'll be taxed, but there's some stuff under the table. I think it's a great idea. Why not try serving at, someplace that's local by your house, so it's really convenient for you. See if you like it after a while. Give it a little bit of time. It is stressful sometimes. There is like customer service issues, all that goes into it, but it's quick money. It's quick pay. If you don't mind dealing with people and food and the cooks and stuff like that, why not? It's easy in and out, and you might end up liking it.
I was told that retail is a lot slower than waitressing because waitressing gives you different personalities you're dealing with. You deal with customers, but that customer flow is different than a restaurant type of situation. So you have a little bit more activity. So if you like that kind of variety, then waitressing might be a good look.
I liked it. I'm a people person, or you could, work to go. That way you're not actually serving people. You're just serving food. And sometimes you get tipped more by doing to go, by the way.
This came in and said any person, but I think this is a Meredith one.
Okay.
Just because of what you've talked about before. It says, I'm dating someone older than my normal boyfriends, but it's not like it sounds. I make good money on my own, but the family treats him so sketchy. He says it doesn't bother him, which makes me want to protect him even more. I get 45 and 27 isn't the norm, but what is the norm these days? That's what we've all been talking about when we say equality. I don't have a question, but any advice is helpful. Now, I know you...
I've dabbled.
Right, so that's why I said
dabbled
I don't really know. There was no
older
question for
gentlemen.
me to answer, so I'm
Yeah.
like, I think you might need to
I think
lay into this.
I was 25 or 26 and I dated a 40-year-old. Let's throw that out there. It is what it is. It was fun. My family wasn't super proud that it was happening or whatever, but they supported me. So listen, your family's just trying to protect you. They love you. They did help raise you. They've known you since basically day one. They made you. So they want the best for you. And, think of yourself having a daughter. Would you necessarily want her dating somebody that's what's the quick math there?
I mean, hell,
20 years older?
Yeah, 45 and 27, so 18 years.
Yeah, that's it. That's
In
a
essence,
huge
they're
jump.
probably the age of your parent or closer to the age of your parent.
Right. So, if I was a parent, I would be looking sideways. Of course, you want your daughter happy, but you also have to look at it from their standpoint. Empathy, look at them. They want the best for you. So just take a step back for a second. I wouldn't be bringing him around the family at all unless I was serious about somebody, by the way.
Let me ask you this, though. When you were dating your May, December relationship or whatever, if your parents had pushed like this and like was being saying little jabs and blah, 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 whenever the old
Side comments.
whenever Paw was around,
Yeah.
would that have made you stay away from your family, shy away from them, or would that have made you leave the dude alone?
No, I would have just kept doing what I was doing. It wouldn't. If anything, it will bring them closer together.
Her and the dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It just naturally happens because, you both are being picked on, and what happens when you feel bullied, you come together. So anyway, the family's going to keep talking. Don't hate them for wanting to protect you. The relationship might end up working out. You never know. So just, I talk to them privately and be like, listen, this is what I'm choosing to do right now. I'm taking this relationship seriously. I wish you would too.
Don't push it on them, though. You ain't got to bring Paw around to everything.
Oh,
I
I
hey,
agree.
listen.
I agree.
And maybe don't call him Paw, but I can. But I'm just saying, that man's 18 years older than you. That's not really a great look. All right, we got more of your calls coming up after Money Long. 888-429-0941. Therapy Thursday is moving. Hold on. All right, Freak Show, Wild 94.1 Bay's Party Station. Therapy Thursday is on. Just to let you know, we got a few responses about that relationship deal.
Oh, yeah?
I'm in a 14-year age gap, 27 and 42, and we are happy in all caps. That's all that matters.
Yep.
Somebody else, Haley, just checked in and said, I'm 27 and I'm dating a 42-year-old guy, and I've known him since I was 15. He's a family friend.
Ooh, okay. You can see what maybe the parents would be a little bit upset about that.
Okay.
But sometimes it works out. Orlando, we have one that just came in. This says, I'm 15 with 2 younger siblings, and my parents recently went away on a long vacation. They hired this 22-year-old babysitter who's watched us before, but she's always been pretty cool about letting me have my friends come over while my parents have been out of town. Well, this time I asked her the first night she was watching us if I could go to my friend's party to their house, and she said yeah, but she then told me to give her $20, which I totally did. I left and met up with my friends, but the party was so lame I decided to come back to the house. By the time I got home, I saw there was so many cars outside of my house. The girl was throwing a party at my house while my parents were gone. Everybody was put in bed, so the kids were still sleeping, but they messed up a ton of things in our house and ate all of our food, and everything was a mess. So I'm not quite sure if I should tell my parents or not.
I would say yeah. But that's your house. My dad used to always say, our business and our house are ours, so don't let other people come in and do things to it. Your allegiance is to this family, not to them. So in essence, you got to we must protect this house. Like they do in the Under Armour. This is us. You don't let somebody tear down your stuff. And that kind of shows that responsibility will show your parents maybe that you are now not babysit worthy. You know what I'm saying? You're growing up. That will help you in the long run, right? That makes more sense.
Will he be snitching on himself, though? Because he has to admit that he wasn't at the house and went to a friend's party, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Does he have to say that?
You can say, hey, I left the house for whatever reason. Be honest.
Yeah.
And then, and then y'all come out with something together. That would make it a little bit better, I think.
Sneaky babysitters.
Let's see. Dr. Meredith, my
Yes.
daughter chose to stay home after graduating, and we decided we would have her have some skin in the game to build a little bit of responsibility muscle. So while she's living here, we're charging her $50 a month just to pay something because we want her to grow up and be responsible and not just be leaning on us. So far, she is 3 months in the rears.
Okay.
Now, we're not going to kick her out, but I'm trying to come up with some sort of way to teach her more responsibility. How do we do this without breaking her spirit?
Okay, you need to stop coddling her. She does not respect what you say at all. What is $50? She probably has $50. She chose not to give it to you, and you let her get away with it.
Now she owes $150.
We need to do better as parents, okay? You can't just say something and be like, oh, well, now it's 3 months later. No, at the first of the month, you got to pay your mortgage. Orlando, you got to pay your rent at the first of the month.
I do.
Most of us do. Well, guess what? You owe me that $50 by the end of the month. And if not, then there has to be repercussions.
But what's the repercussions, I think they're asking? Like, what can you do to fix it without breaking her spirit? Like, you want her to feel like she's loved by the family, but you also want to let her know she got consequences.
Okay,
how do you do that?
Change that Wi-Fi password.
Okay.
Yeah, no Wi-Fi.
I wouldn't have said that.
You could take away the cell phone. You could stop paying the bill. You could turn off the phone. I mean, yeah, there's a million things. I'm paying for everything in this house. You know, we're trying to teach you some responsibility. I just asked you for $50. That's it. That's not much. And it's a slap in the face. So you got to do better. Change the Wi-Fi password and start with that.
Okay, so I know I wasn't asked, but I think that you should start leaving little notes on the door of the bedroom door, like, you know how you do an eviction notice.
Yeah.
And
like a red piece of paper, you're in violation.
Yeah, like say, hey, eviction notice.
Yeah.
If you don't pay your delinquent rent,
Mm-hmm.
then you're gonna have to leave. You know, and you have.
She's not gonna kick her baby out.
I know you. I know you're not, but I'm saying like either do that or but show them the consequences. If you teaching the lesson, teach that part of the lesson too. Not just hey, you owe $50, but if you don't pay your rent, and you 3 months late on your rent,
love it.
You get kicked out. Maybe you don't kick her out. Maybe you just put a padlock on the door.
Oh, take the door off.
Put a padlock on the bedroom door. So when she try and get in her room, you're like, no, you don't have access until you pay your rent.
Yeah, I love that.
And then every time she got to get in there, you got to unlock the padlock.
People are saying the same thing. Put a lock on the door. Take the car away. Take the phone. Turn it off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's a great idea.
That's a great look right there. Like, and then she'll learn the responsibility. And I guarantee you, when she get an apartment, she'll remember.
Yes.
When her door was locked,
Love
because
it.
you know damn well a landlord will lock you out in a heartbeat.
Yes, they will.
All right, so be clear.
A lockup.
Somebody said, I wish $50 a month. My parents charged me $600 a month plus a $50 phone bill.
That's right. Do better. Change that Wi-Fi.
Do better so you could be better.
That's right.
All right, Therapy Thursday's a wrap.